Yeah, yeah. It's the Locker Room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Hey, Locker Room. Yeah, we in the Locker Room. Texas talk. Yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize every angle's what we really do. We the source. We the pulse of the city too. Landlocked. Got the game in the headlock. Localize every time. Can't stop. Won't stop. Yeah, we top two and we not too plugged.
This can be a fun one. This can be a fun one. It's lighthearted. 4th of July weekend. Everybody's having a good time, or at least most people. The people who aren't having a good time are snitching. It is the Locker Room, #1 source for Texans daily digital content. I'm Landry Locker. You can hear me Monday through Friday, 10 to 2, Sports Radio 610, and the Odyssey app. Subscribe, like, ride along. Going to be at training camp. Going to be on the field. We got you covered there. Going to talk to players daily, as well as having some guys on the stream. So CJ Stroud over the weekend, quarterback for your Houston Texans. He was at a party. It was a pretty big one. It was Michael Rubin's all-white party at his $50 million mansion. The only reason I know the price of that mansion is because of the next level investigating and snitching that we'll get into in a second. So he was at the party. Jay-Z was there. Beyonce was there. Ben Affleck was there. J-Lo was there. Travis Scott, Lil Baby, Jack Harlow, a bunch of TikTok people, a bunch of young folks that I probably don't know a damn thing about, and some athletes, including CJ Stroud, who was there just kind of minding his own business. I don't think CJ Stroud's much of a partier, but I do think it was probably an honor, a privilege. Tom Brady was there. It was probably an honor and privilege to be able to go to a party like this, especially for a young man who's enjoying his time off before training camp begins. Seemed like an innocent enough time. There were pictures. There was a post by Michael Rubin, and a lot of people started talking about the party, how cool it was. The A-listers, what happened to the P. Diddy Hamptons party? Is this the new P. Diddy all-white party Hamptons version? What's going on? It seemed cool enough. Then Mike Florio got his hands on it, and the ultimate display of hating and snitching took place. Now, I'll preface this by saying I like Mike Florio. I think Mike Florio does one of the best jobs of anyone of covering the NFL, keeping you up to date of what's going on. I think he's probably the best balance of aggregator / reporter. He has a professional presence about him. I know people who've worked for him that say that he works his ass off. He's entertaining. He's got thick skin. Some people on the internet might not have like an identity. They don't know whether they're aggregators, whether they're crap stirrers, whether they're reporters, whatever. But Mike Florio does the best job of anyone of balancing it all out. However, you cannot teach this level of hating, snitching, hall monitoring, whatever you want to call it, that Mike Florio put on display. It is actually pretty hilarious. This was the headline that he had on his post. Matter of fact, let's just pull it up and we can read it together. With Fanatics now operating a sports book, how does the gambling policy apply to hospitality extended by Fanatics CEO Michael Rubin to NFL players and owners? It would be wise for NFL players and owners to figure out that answer. What an absolute snitch. Let's read the article too, because this is where it gets even funnier. Here's the actual article from Mike Florio. I'll pull it up. And this is where it gets perhaps even funnier. This is Mike Florio. You can see his face right there. This is Mike Florio's article. Every year, Fanatics CEO Michael Rubin hosts an exclusive July 4th party at his $50 million house in the Hamptons. This year, the party comes as he's trying to grow the company into a major sportsbook operation. And as unprecedented attention is being paid to the NFL's gambling policy. Present at the event, based on the video Ruben posted on his Twitter page, were Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow, Ravens wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr., and Texans quarterback, here he is, C.J. Stroud. Devontae Adams posted a photo of himself and Burrow on Instagram. Patriots owner Robert Kraft was also there. Given Ruben's sports betting aspirations, and in light of the rash suspensions imposed recently by a league on players for violating the gambling policy, there's at least a question to be asked about whether and to what extent accepting extravagant hospitality from the CEO of a sports book company crosses the line, whether or not it does, whether and to what extent. Section 5, this is where he goes real hall monitor. Section 5 of the NFL's gambling policy seems to apply generally to situations like this. NFL personnel may not accept a complimentary room service or other gift from a gambling entity if the value exceeds $250. Any items accepted must be appropriately documented and verifiable upon request. Soliciting gifts of any value is never permissible. And this is where he gets it up, Florio. Nothing about that party appeared to be minimal. It was big, it was exclusive, and it was lavish. And it was paid for by CEO of a sportsbook company. One argument could be drawn, yeah, this is a big argument, that it wasn't a Fanatics event, that it was Ruben's private affair. That could be a distinction without a difference. Fanatics is Ruben, and Ruben is Fanatics. Also, if Fanatics footed the bill, and I'd be surprised if they didn't, so now he wants the receipts, that argument collapses. With so much about the gambling policy unclear and untested, it's important for everyone to know where the potential traps are lurking. Just ask the guys who've been suspended for legally and properly betting on other sports in the wrong place. Mike Florio, I love you. Don't ever change. You are one of the most entertaining snitches that I have ever come across. And I got to give him some props for that. You can go check out the comments. He's getting kind of roasted. It's about what you would expect. But I, for one, love Florio. I think he does as good a job of anyone of covering the league. But my God, what an absolute hater. My goodness. CJ Stroud can't even go to the party. He's getting snitched on like all the other NFL players. Must be a slow news day. Kind of is. But it is what it is. Training camp creeping up. Mike Florio knows how to get the clicks. Appreciate everyone for clicking on this. Subscribe, ride along. CJ Stroud can't even go enjoy himself without getting snitched on. Appreciate everyone for coming through no matter what happens, whether CJ Stroud was just an innocent bystander at a party or whether he was violating the NFL's gambling policy. When it comes to this Texans stuff, we are all in this together. Have a good one.
Is what we really do. We the source. Landlocked, got the game in the headlock. Localized every time, can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, we top 2 and we not too. Plugged in daily digital on YouTube. We got taste for days, opinions to give, we got takeaways. If it's up, then it's up, we number